Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
To celebrate our nation, that was Skylar Cole with tonight's national anthem performance. Welcome, folks. Thanks for tuning in to 2K Sports for the latest presentation of our NBA basketball. And tonight, it'll be the New York Knicks going up against the Minnesota Timberwolves here at their home Target Center. This is Kevin Harlan courtside with Greg Anthony and Brett Barrett. David Aldridge will join us momentarily from the sidelines. GA, it's all yours.
Thanks very much. Well, Commissioner Adam Silver has a history lesson for those who would tell players to shut up and dribble. He says in 1963, Bill Russell was MVP, won a title, and stood on the steps of the Lincoln Memorial for Dr. King's I Have a Dream speech. There is a through line that exists directly from Russell to our modern players. Kevin?
That's a great story, DA. Thanks. And Greg, something to keep an eye on in this one, the big man. Both these teams have talented front courts.
You're exactly right. Both rely on their bigs, and the winner of the game is probably going to be the team that wins that front court matchup.
So a look at our starters for the Knicks. Randall and Robinson will be the inside pair. Then it's Jalen Brunson. Then it's Barrett, and it's Grimes in at the shooting guard. And for Minnesota, sliding in at the wing, it'll be Edwards and McDaniels. Underneath in the post, Towns and Gobert. And it's Conley in at the point guard. Barrett inside the three-point line, and he drops that one in. Barrett's got the first points up on the board tonight here for the Knicks. Over in the corner, McDaniels sinks the three-pointer.
And showing he can make plays for others. Edwards moving it with conviction.
And you look at Anthony Edwards, and GA, he is becoming the leader of this Timberwolves team, isn't he?
I think he is. I mean, partly it's his production with his numbers up across the board, but it's also his personality. He plays with tremendous swagger.
Outside Robinson, over Conley, and the Knicks getting another bucket right there.
Robinson stretching his limits on that play from the mid-range.
About 1 minute into the first quarter. Pass to Towns, down low. Here's Gobert, and finished off by Gobert.
Well, recognizing the size mismatch and then turns it into an easy basket there. They've got to do a better job with defensive help.
Robinson lays it up and banks it in.
And early on, they look great. They've made all 4 of their shots to start this game.
Edwards looking it over. Conley kicks to Edwards. Just 5 on the clock. Timberwolves passing it around. Good, and the assist goes to Towns.
And so good off the bounds. Edwards working on his shot off the catch, and it is paying off.
We're just about 2 minutes into the first quarter. And again, it's Minnesota converting.
Well, he is looking confident. Love how they're using him so far.
Yeah, right now I don't see any let up. I think he's going to just keep putting his foot on that gas pedal tonight. He just takes advantage of the D in a way that very few players playing today can do.
Tipped away. Pass to Grimes. Here's Barrett. And there are the Knicks with another bucket.
Well, that's a good confidence builder right there as RJ finds some room from the mid-range and knock it down.
It's good from long range.
And he's not going to miss that sort of an opportunity from deep.
And the Knicks decide to take their first time out here. Big group substitution now for Minnesota. Naz Reid, he's checked in for Rudy Gobert. Kyle Anderson comes in for Karl Anthony Towns. Taurean Prince, he's checked in for McDaniels. And it's Noel in for Mike Conley. Just over 2.5 minutes played here so far in the first quarter.
And last year, Minnesota had a tough end to their season. In their 10th playoff appearance, they made their 9th first-round exit.
That's nice vision there. You see that pass, you make the feed before the defense has a chance to react, and that opens up a much better opportunity to score.
Reid gets the bucket.
And I like the back and forth here, showing confidence from Rain.
It seems like they're going to find out who can make the deepest threes. Right now, it's a shootout.
And that one drops for him. Toppin's got 5.
Toppin not letting the defense hold him back.
46 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Edwards passes to Reid. Edwards trying to get open. Reid gets the bucket. Reid's got his second bucket of the night.
Uncovered at the rim, finding cracks in the defense here early on.
Just really smart basketball and exploiting whatever holes that he's seeing right now in the defensive squad.
Here's Reid. The Knicks making the shot. Here's the three. And another three for Minnesota. We've seen the lead change hands quite a bit in this one.
And guys, I think each team knows they can win this game. Just a matter who can catch that momentum.
From deep, Rose. And again, New York with the triple.
And Rose has shown himself capable of knocking down that three when he's got some daylight.
Kicks it out to Prince. And again, Minnesota with the triple.
So far, both teams scorching the Knicks. You gotta love it.
Yeah, made for TV game here. Pace is great, scoring is coming in bunches, and both of the teams feeling confident right now.
And at the end of one, both teams putting up some points. Knicks lead by 1. From Target Center, back in a moment. Getting going again here in the second quarter. Fairly close game so far. And what stands out to you from New York in this one?
Well, they used the fast break to generate some easy buckets before the defense could get set.
Yeah, they did a great job. Just the initial thrust of that attack as soon as they got the ball, constantly in transition.
Here are the 5 New York has to start here in the second. The forward spots will be Barrett and Randall. Jalen Brunson out there with Emmanuel quickly. And it's Robinson in at the center filling out the middle. And let's get your take, guys, on the scoring breakdown for the Knicks.
So far in this one, guys, it's been the shooting. In particular, from mid-range. That has been huge for them.
Let's make sure that that selfish nerve doesn't get tapped, because right now there's great ball movement. They're setting each other up. Let's see if that maintains.
The Knicks making a switch here. Grimes is checked in. Reid with the block. There it finds Brunson. Drills the three-pointer. Brunson's got himself on the board with 3 there.
Yeah, you could see that RJ had seen him open earlier and then got in the right spot to deliver.
And Towns the bucket on the assist from Conley. Conley's got 3 assists in the game. And that outstanding drive and finish brought to you by Mobile One.
And the awareness of his footwork and body on that drive. Wow.
Brent, as we all know, you were a former slam dunk contest champion. So with that in mind, what was your take on the 2022 contest?
Well, I think there are some great dunkers out there, Kevin, and every year it's like that. I know from year to year it takes a lot of criticism to the contest, and certainly there are years that are better than others, but the skill of those guys on the floor for them to go out and put on an exhibition, always appreciated as a fan. Now, that's the kind of passing right there that makes a difference, not just in that possession, but maybe on your play for the entire game.
Here's Noel. Last out, and you saw him pour in 22.
Oh, and he went for the two-hander on the slam, using some muscle.
Some urgency from him there. Sure. Here's Randall, and again, it's New York.
Such a key for Julius to continue to stay assertive on the offensive end.
Here's Towns, and Towns throws it down.
My goodness, he is such a great dunker.
Greg, a high riser, no doubt about it.
And for years, Mike Conley had an interesting title, the best player to never make an All-Star game. Well, that changed in 2021 when Conley was named an All-Star.
Timeout called, first of the game for Minnesota. For Mike Conley, year 13 was lucky for him, going to that first All-Star game.
And that was the longest wait ever to become an All-Star. Conley, 33 at the time of that first selection, just shows you the work ethic of Mike, always trying to improve.
Minnesota making some changes. Rudy Gobert comes in for Naz Reid, and it's Edwards in for Noel. .156 left in the first half. Now Toppin, 5 points in the game. Here's Hart, and again it's New York.
Wow, 10 straight points from mid-range.
Timberwolves trail by 6. Here's Edwards on the pass to McDaniels. Traps in the tray. McDaniels got 9.
It's pretty much not how they want to defend the three-point line. Somebody's got to shadow him out there.
That bucket in no time at all.
Could be top 10 easiest assists that Fournier's had.
Minnesota comes into this one following a loss to Houston.
And that was a game to forget. You'd like to find some teachable moments, but I think they'd like to just turn the page and move forward.
Yeah, and quick, like as quick as possible. That was a dismal showing, especially for them at the offensive end.
Rose gets the bucket.
Nice answer back there. Love to see the competitors.
Yeah, both teams finding ways to the three-point line and trying to take advantage from distance.
Oh, that's blocked. That'll be Minnesota as it goes out of bounds. Timberwolves retain possession. And we got to take a second look to admire that outstanding block.
And guys, they'll think twice about attempting that shot again. That was a big-time rejection.
Minnesota making some changes. Kyle Anderson, he's checked in for Towns. And it's Taurean Prince in for McDaniels. Conley kicks to Anderson. And the foul on Obi Toppin. That's his first foul. Second team foul. Here in the second quarter, just under 3.5 minutes played. Here's Conley, and it's blocked by Rose. And he's able to get it back. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Edwards, that's good.
And despite the hot start from beyond, they've gotten away from shooting the triple.
Passes it to Hart. Lets the 3 fly. That's his second shot and his second basket. He's 2 for 2.
love it when Rose looks to share the ball, especially when his teammates are open like that.
That one goes. Count it. Edwards got 9. The Knicks leading by 4. Here's Hart. And again, it's New York.
Yeah, this story in the second quarter, much different than the one in the first. We're finally seeing some aggression.
Stolen. And now it's top and running. He can go all the way. A nice shot by Hartenstein. Hartenstein's got the lead up to 8 now for the Knicks.
Pretty fundamental play there from Obi Toppin, getting it to the wide open shooter.
And so it's New York in the driver's seat, up 8 points at the end of the quarter. Their shooting has been the big key. Their percentage from the field so far has been terrific. Back to the action in just a minute.
Thanks for joining us through the first half. There is still some work to do for the Minnesota Timberwolves.
I felt they had a lack of intensity defensively. They gave up way too many threes. I mean, somebody needs to pull out the fire hose because this fire is out of control, and it certainly wasn't because of their defense.
Okay, time to discuss the first half of this one. Specifically, which guys are leading the charge for their teams?
These guys are leading their way offensively. It's hard work doing all that scoring. Wouldn't you agree with that, Shaq?
Not for me, it wasn't. Piece of cake or barbecue chicken, whichever you prefer, or both at the same time. I'm hungry.
Thanks for spending halftime with us. Time to get it back out to Kevin Harlan for the start of the third quarter.
And if you're just joining us in this one, first half is in the books, 1 half to go. Nice game, great performance by Julius Randle.
Yeah, and through the first 2 quarters, he has been the offense for this team.
Yeah, he's shouldering the load right now and looking really comfortable while he's doing it.
Underneath in the post, Towns and Gobert. Running in at the wing, it'll be Edwards and McDaniel. And it's Conley in at the 1 spot. That's Chris Finch's 5 as we get into the second half. Randle with the bucket.
Well, fleshing out his offensive attack here. Randle comfortable from that range to knock one down.
Next foul. Brooklyn Grimes. First personal foul. First team foul.
Minnesota with the ball, trailing here by 8. Outside Conley, and another 3 for Minnesota.
It's Conley's ability to hit the long ball that makes him such an asset. Stretches the floor and creates space.
Barrett for 3, nailed from three-point land. Barrett's got the lead, back up to 8 now for the Knicks. They get a hand on it. And here we go. Brunson heading to the hoop for the finish. And he takes that one up and powers it through.
Excellent on both ends of that play.
Yeah, the steal was sharp, but the slam topped it off.
And we say it time and time again, so I'll repeat it. Have to be careful with the ball, or this is what happens.
Minnesota calls timeout. checked in for Minnesota. Noel comes in for Michael Conley. And here in the second half of play, we're just over a minute in. Edwards passes to McDaniels. Towns for three. Oh, yes, he did. 5 up and 5 down for him so far.
And how about that? Coming out to start the half, a perfect 3 of 3.
And the #1 overall pick in 2015, Karl Anthony Towns has been the franchise player in Minnesota, but out to prove he can be the cornerstone on a contender.
They are on fire right now. That's 4 straight makes.
Outside, Towns. Pass to Reed. Timberwolves passing it around. Here's Noel. He's got 5, 6 on the shot clock. Here's Towns. Count the bucket, and he's got a free throw coming up as well. Greg, in order for Towns to get the Wolves to where they want to go, and certainly where he wants to go, how does he take the next step?
For me, last season, an inconsistent playoff performance for Cat. He's got to make an imprint on the game, even when shots aren't falling.
Outstanding entry pass there. He knew exactly where to go with the ball.
A moment now to hear from our sideline reporter, Hall of Famer David Aldridge. David.
Thanks, guys. Now we see more and more top prospects bypass college or even leave high school early to make 6 figures playing for G League Ignite. For many years, going pro at such a young age was something we only saw abroad, but that reality is now here. Kevin?
I like it too, David. The landscape is shifting, and I think for the better. Thank you for the report. McDaniels kicks to Edwards. And so it's going to be a 3-second violation out there on the defense. He's gone 1 of 1 in the game so far from the line.
And with a percentage of 82, he's been one of their more dependable shooters from the line.
And so he hits the technical free throw.
One of the more striking things about Emmanuel Quickley is his ability to draw fouls and get to the line. That's pretty special for a young player, and he's automatic when he gets there.
Anderson, he's checked in for McDaniels. There's the screen. No one near Edwards as he lets it fly. Hits it from 3-point range. Edwards got 12 points in the game. Pass to Hart over Anderson. And there are the Knicks with another bucket.
And they're passing the ball very crisply here.
Timberwolves trail by 7. Outside Edwards. And again, Minnesota with the triple.
Yeah, lead with very little pressure on their perimeter shooters. 3 of the last 5 baskets they've allowed have been from beyond. Yeah, the chemistry has been terrific. Really impressed with their offensive execution.
It's stolen. And a fast break now for the Knicks. And the Knicks hit again from deep.
You can't afford to let Hart get going from deep. He's ready to shoot it when given the opportunity.
Anderson dishes to Edwards. This one for 3. And again, Minnesota with the triple.
Their 3rd three-pointer in a row.
Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. Toppin, good.
And I like the back and forth here, showing confidence from range.
It seems like they're going to find out who can make the deepest threes. Right now, it's a shootout.
Took the opportunity when he saw it. Edwards got 12 points here in the second half.
And when he gets it going, this is what can happen. They need to think about the double team now.
Count that one from Toppin.
And I like Obi just stepping up and not hesitating.
Inside, Towns, and the dunk by Towns.
And he's not the reason that they're trailing in this one. He's been on his game. There's a few of the other guys that need to pick it up.
Well, through 3 quarters of play, down double digits, it may be difficult to overcome. Knicks out front, up 10. We've got more in store for you right after this. Here now a chance to show you our assist of the game, and it's presented as always by State Farm.
Yeah, and I like the fact we get to see this pass one more time. A magnificent feed, and you love to see your off guard taking over the playmaking duties with this much skill.
Well, sometimes that's what can separate some of the best players, not just creating for yourself, but creating for others as well.
And this is it. Glad to have you along for this fourth and final quarter. And on the floor for New York here in the fourth, Randall and Robinson will be the inside pair. Then it's R.J. Barrett. Then it's Jalen Brunson. And it's Grimes in at the 2 spot.
And you have to stay up on Conley. When you give him breathing room, he's a threat to pull up.
Took him no time at all on that one.
And yeah, he's not messing around. He wants no part of a comeback in this one.
Well, he's grabbed a tee and a blanket because he's putting this one to bed.
Really left alone that time.
Man, he's a pure point guard with terrific vision. Conley finds open teammates at times before they realize they're open.
And the Knicks hit again from deep.
And certainly they are not hesitating, letting it fly from deep here in the second half.
Fourth quarter still young, just over a minute play. To the inside, stolen by Robinson. The pass to Barrett over Prince. And the Knicks getting another bucket right there.
Assisted.
And we'll get a look at how the hustle stat game has been going for New York.
They have been a wrecking ball defensively, coming up with steals, being active with their hands, and just doing a terrific job of disrupting the rhythm.
Man, scoring off of turnovers is so helpful. I mean, you get easy opportunities at the rim. It devastates the opponent. They've done a great job tonight of converting on those chances.
Can't allow Barrett that kind of positioning. He's just too skilled at finishing, even when you try to get physical with him.
Conley against Brunson. Great open look there.
You can't just stop when there's a pick set up. Gotta fight over it as a defender.
That's one that the coaches will watch tomorrow with that player. You hate to see him give up in that situation.
How about the concentration? He gets hit but stays with the play and gets the finish.
Some changes for Minnesota. Towns, he's checked in for Kyle Anderson. McDaniels comes in for Taurean Prince. And it's Edwards in for Noel.
And I love watching Mitchell Robinson play. He brings a physicality to the center position with that 7-foot, 240-pound frame.
.151 left in the fourth quarter of this one. And
Man, what a creative finisher. Edwards is so fast in how he gets up to throw it down.
And that's life above the rim. Courtesy of our AT&T 5G Slam Cam. Here's Randall. A shot's good on the assist by Brunson. Brunson's got his 7th assist of the game with that last one. Timberwolves trail by 14. Naz Reid, he's checked in for Minnesota.
First team foul. Coming onto the floor for your Timberwolves, Naz Reid.
We're in the fourth quarter here, just under 2.5 minutes gone. Drains the three-pointer. Edwards got 5 points in the quarter.
Bottom line, you need shooters on your team who can space the floor.
No, there's no doubt he's a legitimate threat from downtown, and he's demonstrating that in this game.
.131 left in the fourth quarter. Here's Brunson. And the Knicks hit again from deep.
Nice answer back there. Love to see the competitiveness.
Yeah, both teams finding ways to the three-point line and trying to take advantage from distance.
With social media and the cult celebrity, a lot of pitfalls for players. Brett, is the NBA doing a good job preparing them to face those very public challenges?
It's a really good question, Kevin. And I think what's interesting is to study players who've been in the NBA for a while that are embracing social media versus what you're seeing with younger players who have grown up with social media and how they handle that dynamic coming in. And I think, quite frankly, the younger players are a lot better at doing it than some of the older players.
True on the 14-footer. Edwards got 30.
And the defense all over Edwards, but he just outworks them and gets to his spot.
Time call here. The Knicks decide to talk it over. They lead by 10. We've got 1:08 left here in the fourth quarter. For the Knicks, Sims is checked in, and it's Rose in for Jalen Brunson.
And at this point, just sort of running through the paces, as it appears it'll be a nice win here for New York.
They simply ran him off the court.
They set the pace, and their transition game was executed flawlessly.
And they took charge when it counted, and they'll be notching their 9th win overall.
And so they'll take the first game of the season series, a team they'll only see twice. They're certainly happy to start it off with a win.
And you know, looking back at all the contributions tonight, it was a really phenomenal all-around game for Jalen Brunson.
Just really loved his activity level here tonight. Constantly mixed it up, and he threw himself into a lot of plays.
Shoots from the high post, and there's another one for the Knicks.
Finishing strong. This is how you want to close things out.
Yeah, definitely putting a stamp on this one. A very, very decisive victory for the club tonight.
And here's Edwards from the arc, and another three for Minnesota.
Another bomb for him right now. His three-point shooting might be the key to cutting that lead.
Well, he's doing everything he can to make them competitive. And by everything, I mean draining threes.
But the truth is they've had control of this game.
Yeah, looks like a veteran team tonight, getting out on the road, playing with assertiveness, confidence, fully in control for this win.
Rose against Conley. And there's Derrick Rose on the assist by Barrett. And the Knicks lead by 13.
And you love to see Rose aggressively looking to score on the inside.
Edwards from deep three-point territory. It's good.
How about the range on that jump shot? I love seeing this guy when he's in full.
So no problem for New York as they get the win. This was a very strong showing for him, Greg. Not necessarily a runaway win, but one they'll feel very good about.
And let's face it, anytime you can go on the road and win in the fashion they did, you have to feel good about it. Really an outstanding effort all the way around.
And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. For Greg Anthony, Brett Barry, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for watching the NBA, presented by 2K Sports. As New Balance presents our player of the game, Jalen Brunson.